I'm Frank and Xi. You're watching The Wave. After U.S. President Donald Trump announced that 90-day pause of reciprocal tariff, every economic bloc and nation are finding new trading partner regionally and globally. European Union is also aiming to tighten its trade relations with ASEAN nations amid economic uncertainties and economic slowdown. Joining me now is the member of European Parliament, Bernd Lange, and of course the chair of the Committee on International Trade. Of course, the first question we have to ask at this moment is, how can European Union at this moment sustain the economic growth amid this economic uncertainty caused by U.S. government's tariff policy at this moment? Of course, U.S. still is one of the largest partner for export for European Union. What's the strategy now?
Yeah, it's totally clear that the tariffs established by President Trump are illegal and unjustified, and therefore we have a strong and clear answer. We establish retaliation tariffs so that if there is no negotiation solution possible, we will set also tariffs on US products coming to the European Union. And also we have a lot of services from the United States in Europe which are earning a lot of money, and we will be also not too shy to use this situation also, if necessary, to counter the illegal and unjustified tariffs from the United States. But at the moment, we have this 90 days of ceasefire, and we now looking for negotiations in permanent. We have contact to the counterparts in the United States, and of course, we want to avoid escalation, and we see also that inside the United States a lot of pressure towards President Trump is growing, because also they are not happy about this economic strategy.
And what's the progress right now? Of course, you say that US and EU, of course, right now we need to have communications at this moment. How about the first meeting between US and EU at this moment? Is there any possibility?
We are discussing several elements for possible solutions. And of course, this is a longer process. And let's see. So we have some days still to fix something.
Right. Of course, the president of the European Commission already said that EU will uphold the free and open trade with other partners in the region and the globe too. And actually, there are some discussions inside European Union too, especially for those countries who are more protectionist, and of course with some liberalists there too for those countries. So how to really move forward the trading the trade relations with new trading partners, no matter regionally and globally at this moment? Do you see any difficulty inside European Union?
No, we have a clear principle, and this is an open, fair trading system. And we are sticking as European Union quite strongly to the WTO, the rule-based trading system. And so our measures, also our defensive measures, are really based on WTO rules. So this is a key principle for us, because our trading structure is really diversified, and we have a lot of trading partners around the world, and therefore the WTO is crucial. And we are really trying to modernize and to have some additions to the rule books and bring also more sustainability into the WTO. This is, of course, a top priority, and we are quite united in this question inside the European Union. And secondly, of course, in the frame of WTO, as you know, we are able to establish bilateral trade agreements. At the moment, we have 44 trade agreements with more than 70 countries worldwide, and we are working intensively on some other trade agreements. We just reached an agreement in the negotiation with the Mercosur countries. The week before Easter, I was in Indonesia. The progress with Indonesia is also quite well developed, and I expect a conclusion of the trade agreement this year. In Australia, we are more or less ready now, and I guess this will be concluded this year as well. So this network of trade agreements with a reliable partner is also one important part of the strategy of an open and fair trading system.
Does that tariff push EU's position to China more at this moment, despite, of course, I understand that it's just imposed that 35% of electric car to China to import to EU. Do you think that tariff really push EU forward to China side?
We have a good cooperation with China, but of course we see sometimes unfair trading practices. And once again, we are really open for fair trading system. And if we see unfair dumping measures or unfair subsidies, and there's evidence, then of course we are establishing tariffs on that. And this is totally in line with WTO. And if a trading partner is not really accepting this, then of course this trading partner can make a case at WTO. We have at the moment 200 anti-subsidies, anti-dumping cases in force. Round about half of them are targeted to products from China, but also products from other countries worldwide, the other half. And the crucial element is to have evidence. And regarding the battery electric vehicles from China, we have a range between 7 and 35%. So it's really based on the concrete company and the concrete subsidies. Similar, by the way, to e-bikes, we have also tariffs from 14 until 70%. So we are not setting tariffs for principal reason, for political reason, like the United States are doing. No, we are looking really to the damage based on illegal dumping or subsidy practices. And we have a long story and a long history about this with several trading partners, but always in the frame of WTO.
Right, sir. Thank you for your explanation about the strategy and policy with China here. And of course, you led the delegation to Indonesia in mid-April to talk about the trade agreement, of course, CEPA, with the country. And so what do you think about the collaboration between ASEAN and EU at this moment to mitigate the crisis caused by the tariff policy?
I think at the moment it's really important that a reliable partner are working together, and we have a close relationship with the ASEAN community. We started around about 20 years ago to negotiate also a bilateral relation between the ASEAN community and the EU. Unfortunately, it was not possible to reach really a region-to-region trade agreement, so we started negotiation with the ASEAN countries. And as you know, we have a really good agreement with Singapore and with Vietnam. On the 1st of August, the 5th year's anniversary of the agreement with Vietnam is happening. And we have an increase of trade more than 20%, and the investment is also going up. And also we have a really close relation regarding the possibility of solving problems and also developing common projects, specifically in the question of renewable energy. So this is in force. We are negotiating quite intensively with Indonesia. As I mentioned, I expect a conclusion this year. We started the negotiation with Thailand, and I'm also looking forward to have some progress there. I was also recently in Thailand. There is a new mood, I guess, also in the ASEAN countries, that it is really important regarding this global geopolitical situation to have really stable and reliable economic relation with a partner like the European Union, which is really predictable. And you will never see such an uncertain and chaos in tariff policy as you see in the United States at the moment inside the European Union.
Yeah, and I read your op-ed in Jakarta Post too. You talk about, of course, you emphasize the certainty and predictability about European Union's policy too. And what about Thailand? As what you said, you were recently in Thailand too. We are undertaking that negotiation of FTA between EU and Thailand at this moment. And Thailand's government, of course, aim to finalize that FTA negotiation. Do you think would it be possible to expedite the FTA negotiation at this moment because Thailand is looking forward to seeing that?
Let's see. Of course, it has to be sufficient for both sides, and such a comprehensive trade agreement is 500 pages, different conditionalities and different articles. So it's not so easy. But nevertheless, due to my knowledge, the progress is really good. And let's see how fast we can conclude an agreement with Thailand as well.
Right. I'm not sure if you can share with us, but what does Thailand lack of this moment? Because this negotiation have been taken place for a long time. And now, of course, the negotiation by the end of this year and Thailand's government wants to finalize it. Any idea that you can share with us?
Of course, we negotiated for a long time, but of course we got based on the political development in Thailand and the re-establishment of the democratic structure. There was some lack in the negotiation period, but now we are back on track and the progress is quite well. So let's see. So I have no crystal ball with me here now, but I'm quite confident that we will manage also to conclude with Thailand quite soon.
Right. Let's turn our page to, I think it's global economy. Of course, IMF already say that global economy slow down. Maybe on the surface, very soon. So what do you make of the economic development at this moment? Given that, of course, we see that tariff policy loom over global economy growth at this moment. So what do you make of that? And what's your forecast about the economic trajectory of the global economy?
Of course, at the moment there's some kind of panic regarding the tariffs of the United States, and we have also seen some disruption of supply chain, like the military conflict regarding alongside of the Suez Canal. So there are problems, but nevertheless, trade is an engine for economic growth. And the comparative advantages are still there, and we should really establish a framework of security regarding supply chains, also the main routes for the main shipping routes. And we should really look to establish a system which is based on rules and which is really focusing on countries which are really focused on this kind of open and fair trade. Look, at the moment, only 15% of global trade is linked to the United States. More than 80% is done between other countries. So the situation globally has really changed in the last 20 years. And therefore, we should really accept this and not really focus on some damages which are there quite clearly, but looking where we can use trade, fair and open trade, as an engine. And at the end of the day, the old, let's say, phrase from the shipping industry that the goods they will find their destination is true. But I guess we should really organize this destination and the shipping route in a fair and open way.
Right. Last question to you, Seb. So just want to understand, of course, right now, many countries fly to the United States to do negotiation about the tariff. And of course, on the other side, other countries outside of the United States trying to forge the collaboration together. Do you think the fear in the economy and about the tariff policy will drag the economy go to contraction at this time? But of course, according to IMF, we haven't seen that prediction yet.
Yeah, there will be, of course, a damage in the global GDP, no doubt about. Yeah. But it's really depending on the concrete countries. And of course, Europe is exporting a lot of cars to the United States. This will be really a harmful situation for the European Union. But on the other side, it is only also around about 20% of our export which is going to the United States. So there are also space for I would not say compensation, but really to establish new relations for the next years. And on the United States, I think there will be also a change coming soon. So at the moment we have 13 countries making a court case against Trump, 13 countries, states of the United States, and even 2 of states which are governed by Republicans. So the economic damage in the United States, of course, is really much harder than in the European Union or in other countries, which will lead also to some change in the United States. And therefore, let's not focus too much on the situation. Let's try to really stabilize our relation between reliable partners.
Right. Today, thank you for your time. Bernd Lange, Member of European Parliament and the Chair of the Committee on International Trade. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure and greetings.
Thank you.